Hey YouTube, my name is Rachel, and this is a channel that I made at the request of my children. They did not want me using my real YouTube account because of fear of embarrassment that their friends or friends' parents might see this. So at their urging, this is a different account. So anyways, I decided to make this video today because in doing various researches in the past month or so, I had made the realization that there's a lot of people looking for information on this and kind of looking for people's stories to maybe relate with or help them make a decision or just help them with the whole idea. But what I'm going to be talking about is dentures and my story, kind of why I have them and how I got them and whatnot. So anyways, I am 34 years old and I do have a top denture. Today is day 8. Last Monday is when I got mine. And kind of just a little bit of a background on why I came to this point is that unfortunately, in my childhood, my parents weren't very well with taking me for regular dental visits and stuff like that. And so through my childhood, my teeth started having a lot of issues. By the time I was 18 and saw the dentist on my own, I ended up having to have all my molars pulled out because they were beyond salvageable. And even if I could have gotten root canals, I could have never afforded it. So they pulled all my back teeth out. And ever since then, my teeth have just been suffering through 2 pregnancies, an eating disorder, periodontal disease, just you name it, my teeth have been through it. Kind of like a war zone, if you will. So, and then about like 6 months ago, right in the middle of my 2 front teeth, I got a little cavity and it started a little hole. And up until a week ago, when I got them 2 front teeth pulled out, it was a really big hole and it hurt like hell and it looked ridiculous. I can't tell you the last time that I like officially smiled with my teeth. It probably was years, literally, well before the hole, but especially after that, I never smiled. And if I did, it was never with teeth ever. I was definitely very embarrassed of myself. So I had contemplated getting a denture for many, 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 many months. And I did a lot of research on it and investigating it financially and looking around at different dentists and stuff like that. And, I can't lie, it was really hard for me because of my age. And, I'm a woman, so I'm already self-conscious to begin with. And then the thought of having to, do this was just like really, really, really a shot to my self-esteem. So I kind of went ahead and put it off for many months for financial reasons and because I was scared of, the pain, and I just didn't want to be walking around with fake teeth in my mouth. But then I made the realization that, it was stupid to be embarrassed to go to the dentist to have my teeth fixed, because the alternative was walking around with a big hole in my 2 front teeth and all my other teeth, going bad, not being able to eat correctly for years since I didn't have back molars. And I'm sure the dentist has always seen worse. I asked them and they said they had, and I truly believed them. But so I finally went ahead and went in and had a consultation and figured, what the hell, and let's do it. So I'm not endorsing anyone, but I will tell you where I went. It was not with my original dentist. I went to Affordable Dentures, and they fortunately accepted my insurance for all the extractions, but with my insurance, I would have had to wait 6 weeks for a denture because of the healing time. That's just what they request. So I decided to pay out of pocket to have a temporary denture that day when I left, which only cost me $325 for the economy one. So out the door, $325 is all I paid that day, and the quality of the denture honestly is phenomenal. I cannot complain. And in 6 weeks, my insurance company will actually pay for my my permanent one, which is the next one up from the one that I have now, which is even a nicer one. So that's really awesome. I do have issues on my bottom teeth. As I said, I don't have molars, so I do need a partial. I have all of my front bottom teeth, just not the back ones. And they did the impressions and everything for those, so I'm waiting on those to come back. But for now, I'm just trying to get used to this top one, and you know, just trying to let my gums adjust and heal and stuff like that. But so I'm sorry, I just got a text message on my phone. I thought I was texting my husband last night a couple groceries to pick up for me, and it turned out that I texted someone who lives in Florida. I live in Wisconsin, and they just texted me back that they would have picked up my groceries, but they live in Florida. So that's hilarious, but very kind of them. Sorry, I'm just like way off a track now. I have a very short attention span. But so anyways, yeah. The lower denture. So yeah, I'm just kind of playing that one by ear. I'm okay with not having it right now, but you know, it is problematic eating with no bottom molars. So I'm sure soon enough I'll get tired of it and go and do that. So anyways, the morning I went in, excuse me, I can't lie, I was absolutely terrified. I was worried about the pain. I was worried about everything. And my dentist was very reassuring that he would never let me feel anything and that I was going to be okay. I was in safe hands, and I really trusted him a lot. The shots, oh my God, the shots were the absolute worst. I have had fillings done. I've had extractions previously. I've had a couple root canals on other teeth, but those shots were child's play compared to the shots that I got for my extractions. I had 12 teeth on the top that had to come out, 3 on the bottom, and 9 of the top ones were unfortunately complex extractions because they had broken off at the gum line. So they basically had to fish out roots and tooth out of my gum line and chop it all up and get that all out of there. So it required a lot of numbing medication, and the shots literally hurt so bad. I was shaking and sweating profusely and like trying to close my mouth, and but the dentist was really patient with me and kept telling me it was okay, just breathe. I was shaking and I was so scared, but I made it through, and the procedure was honestly very painless. I could hear everything going on, and I could feel him like working in my mouth, but I couldn't actually feel any of the pulling or cutting or anything like that, or suturing at the end or anything like that. So he did an amazing job. It was absolutely pain-free, as he promised. So I'm really thankful for that. So then literally the procedure took like 20, maybe 30 minutes tops. And they popped my denture in for me, and I walked out the door. My mouth bled for the next 2 days. The first night it bled really heavily. I'm not gonna lie, if you have this done, you're gonna wanna put a towel over your pillowcase because you're going to drool. Having a denture in your mouth in the beginning makes you salivate a lot. I'm not sure why, but it does. And especially when you're bleeding, you know, obviously the blood's gonna transfer onto your pillow. And even with a washcloth, I bled through my pillow, so I had to wash my whole pillow, which is no big deal, but just a heads up that you will bleed quite a bit the first day or two. My dentist did give me a prescription for Vicodin, some mouthwash, antibiotics, and one more thing. I can't remember what it was, but I did take a couple of Vicodin the next day. But other than that, ibuprofen was my lifesaver. My face didn't swell up real bad like some people's does. I didn't get bruising on my face. It was nothing like that. Of course, my gums were very tender, but considering what they had been through, it was understandable. and you're required to keep your denture in for 48 hours before you can take it out to clean it and kind of rinse your gums off and whatnot. So I didn't really feel much of anything until I took it out, and then I had to put it back in, and that was a little difficult. I did have to go in 3 days after to have an adjustment done right away, because the upper right gum was, I don't know if it swelled up really bad or what it was, but it was hell putting it in. I just barely wanted to, but I can't be walking around with no teeth. So I was like, come hell or high water, I'm getting this denture in. But I went back to the dentist, no charge, didn't complain about it. They were very kind to me. Took literally 5 minutes and I was out the door. They told me I'll probably have to come back a handful of times again, and every time free of charge. They'll do it easy peasy. So that is awesome. Like I said, today is day 8 and I'm not starving compared to some people's stories. I've actually been able to eat things I didn't think I would be able to eat right now. I mean, I'm not saying I've been eating like nuts and steak and corn on the cob or anything like that. But the first 3 days I did go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and I got mashed potatoes and gravy, macaroni and cheese, and a couple biscuits. That was obviously fairly easy to eat. And then I was eating Jell-O, soup, you know, stuff like that. But then after like the 4th and 5th day, I had chicken spaghetti. I had, trying to think here, what else did I have? Sorry, total brain fart here. Happens a lot. English muffins. A couple other things that I was kind of surprised. Oh, I had Chinese food, sweet and sour chicken, and some chow mein fun, some rice, stuff like that. That was pretty easy. It does hurt a little bit when you eat, just because, you know, the denture does rub up on the gums and they are still very sensitive right now. Sutures are still in there and everything too, but nothing terrible. I just pop an ibuprofen and, you know, it's fine. But I have been really lucky that I, cross my fingers, do not have to use paste or glue or anything, and I haven't had to yet, and I hope to God I don't have to, because I've heard just awful things about it. So it's been pretty easy for me. I've had a pretty good experience so far. I'm not gonna lie though, a little bit of food will get in your denture when you eat, so when you're done, you might want to just take it out and rinse it out a little bit and you know, pop it back in or whatnot. But one thing that surprised me about the aftercare, I don't know if this is like what every dentist recommends or whatever, but in my aftercare instructions, I was surprised to learn how to care for my denture. I know we all know, like, you know, Granny's old secret of putting her denture in her cup, you know, on her nightstand and going to bed at night. You know, I knew that you had to clean it like that. But I was surprised to find out that you can't use toothpaste on them. Actually, my dentist told me to use dish soap, because he said toothpaste is really abrasive and it'll scratch it up, and then a lot of bacteria will get in there, and it also takes the polish off the denture. And you also can't use hot water because that'll change the shape and form of it. So you have to use like lukewarm or cold water even to soak them. So those were a couple of things that surprised me. But so far my journey's been relatively easy, and I'm really thankful for that. But the reason I made this video is just because there's a lot of younger people like myself that are either contemplating getting dentures or just did, or they're going to and they're just waiting on it, and they're out there looking for a video, you know, just hoping to hear someone say, hey, I've been there and I've done that and you're going to be okay. And if you're contemplating on whether you should do it or not, you absolutely should. It's just so much better than the alternative, even health-wise. I mean, it's only been a week, so I can't say I feel just grand, but you know, I used to have a lot of headaches and stomach aches and just feel really icky, and I already feel like I'm starting to feel a little better. So you never really know how much your bad teeth impact you. And because I walked around with a toothache daily for years, and now it's like, whoa, you know, it's like foreign for me to wake up and not have a toothache all day long. Um, you know, if you're scared of the dentist or whatever, I do get that. I totally do. So do your research and, you know, make sure you find someone who will guarantee that, you know, you will not be in pain. At a couple other locations of the affordable dentures, they offered IV sedation. They didn't at the location I went to. Otherwise, I probably would have opted for it. Obviously, you had to pay for it out of pocket, but whatever. But they didn't offer it, like I said, at my location. So no biggie. But if you're, you know, that scared, that's always a route you can take too. And I guess the last piece is like, I didn't realize how many emotions would come with this whole experience either. Because, you know, it's like, after I got it done, I was happy, I was relieved, I was proud of myself for doing it and everything like that. But then on the other hand, I was so sad and depressed and embarrassed and felt like my self-esteem was shot. Like, oh my God, I'm 34 years old, I'm walking around with a denture, I sound funny, I look funny, I feel like I'm a 9-year-old hag walking around. But, you know, the truth is, no one has to know unless you tell them, or unless they're just really, really, really smart and they can tell that, you know, your teeth are fake. But, you know, it's up to you whether you tell people or not. But, yeah, the emotions still, like today I had a few hours where I felt really, really great. And then I had a couple hours where I felt really down, but now I'm feeling a little better. So it's a kind of an emotional roller coaster, which I believe is understandable because it's a huge life-changing decision. I mean, you only get one pair of teeth in your lifetime, and when they're gone, they're gone. You know, that's a big, big, big deal. So it's a big loss to suffer. And so I do believe that depression is something that, you know, some people may have to work through, like myself. But again, when I think of the alternative and everything like that, I know I made the right choice. I don't regret it. I would do it again. And I have a husband who loves me. We've been married for 13 years. He's been with me for every step of this ordeal, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, you know, I'm not afraid of that aspect of my life. If anything, he finds me even more attractive now. Not that he didn't before. He was very attracted to me before, but now I can smile again and I have a glow about me that I had lost for so many years because of my bad teeth. So he's really happy about it too. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. And like I said, you know, if you're out there and you're feeling all kinds of crazy about this, I get it, I understand, and you're totally fine, you're okay. Just take care of yourself and know that it's okay. And, you know, it's a big decision, but you will be okay. And it's something that you deserve to have if you're really struggling with bad teeth. And you have been for a long time and you're contemplating whether it's right or wrong or, you know, whatnot, you know it's the right thing to do. And it's okay if you have to wait a little bit to put money aside. I know mine was only $325, but it took me, you know, 2 months to save that up. I have 2 kids and, you know, everything. So it's not like I have all kinds of spare money laying around to spend on dentistry and everything like that. But anyways, I wish you all peace and love, and thank you for watching. So take care.